Magandang araw. So ngayon we're going to optimizing indexes. Introduction. The optimizing indexes module provides you with the instructions and devices to develop your hands-on skills in the following topics. First, querying dynamic management objects to verifying current index usage. Second, identifying missing indexes using dynamic management object. Next, exercise 1, querying dynamic management objects to verify current index usage. Task 1, work with DMO to track current index usage. Indexes are temporary lookup tables. They facilitate the database search engine to speed up the data retrieval process. An efficient index must optimize the table reading process. In other words, an index must read only the required information from the table in a logical manner to ensure minimum workload. Step 1. Ensure you have powered on the required devices and connect to PLAB SQL01. So ito, click natin itong power on. So ito naka-on na siya. Step 2, from the PLAB SQL01 desktop, click Start and click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So click Start. Ito pa lang yung profile ko. Then Microsoft Server 2016. Then Microsoft Server Management Studio. So, hintayin lang natin. So, the Connect to Server dialog box appears. From the server type drop-down list, click Database Engine. So, ito. In the server name text box, type PLAB SQL01. So, ito. Then, click Connect. Step 3. The SQL Server Management Studio window opens. In the Object Explorer, click to expand the database folder. So, database. Step 4. To select the database from the list of databases, click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Step 5. The new query pane opens. Step 6. To use SYSDM DB index usage stats and SYS indexes and extract index usage information, type the following query in the new query pane or copy this query. This query extract fields such as user 6, user scan, user lookups, user updates from SYS DM DB index usage stats DMV. The SYSDM DB index usage stats view is joined with SYS indexes view using inner join. The inner join checks for matching index IDs and object IDs, where the object property function is passed with parameters as object ID and expression I is user table. The expression checks whether the object is a user table. Step 7. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the part result set is displayed. So ito. Step 8. To view the rest of fields from index usage stats view, scroll horizontally to the right of the result pane The rest of the fields are now visible. Next, exercise 2, identifying missing indexes using dynamic management objects. Task 1, work with the execution plan of the query to identify a missing index. You will execute the query that requires reference to an index. However, the index is missing in the table. The execution plan will suggest the inclusion of the missing index and provide details of the missing query. In this task, you will identify the missing index from the execution plan of the query. Step 1. To create a new query, trigger the missing index suggestion from the query pane. Click New Query. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy this query. So this query retrieves customer key, first name, birth date, and marital status fields from the dim customer table of those customers whose first name is Julio. Step 2. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. So the query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. So ito. Step 3. To check the query performance, click the query menu and click Include Actual Execution Plan. So, query. Click natin yung query. Then, click Include Actual Execution Plan. Include Actual Execution Plan. Click natin. Then, to rerun the query, click Execute or press F5. Oops, wait lang. Oh, wait. Mali ang pindot ko. So, rerun natin to. Press F5. So, the query ran successfully and the result set is displayed in the result pane along with the execution plan tab. Step 5. To view the execution plan of the query, click Execution Plan tab from the result pane. So, click natin. Execution plan. The complete execution plan of the current query appears. On the top section of the result pane, notice the missing index message appears. Step 6. To view the missing index details, right-click on the message. So, right click natin to, tapos click missing index details. So ito. Step 7, the missing index details appears in the query pane. So ito siya. Task 2, work with DMOS to identify a missing index. You will use the combination of the SYSDMDB missing index groups and SYDMDB missing index group stats DMOS to identify the missing index in the following query. In this task, you will learn to use DMOS to identify the missing index in a given query by executing a standard query. The task will help you identify the benefit of creating an index on the DIM customer table. Step 1. Create a new query from the query pane. Click New Query. To implement the demo to identify the missing index, type the following query in the new query pane or copy this query. So this query uses 3 DMVs. The result of the query is sorted by index advantage. The query uses inner join to join the DMVs. The SQL Server Optimizer identifies the missing indexes and provides the result set in the form of table. Step 2, to run the query, click execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. So ito. So, close all active windows. So, tapos na po. Summary, you cover the following activities in this module. First, querying dynamic management object to verify current index usage. Second, identifying missing indexes using dynamic management objects. So, yun lang po.